bobbles forward and bobbles back. Sounds simple, but if not practiced, it will never be learned. Watch a young player and notice how he struggles and loses control of the ball. Now, we'll take you through a progression, all the way up to a professional player. Notice the control, notice the rhythm. Toe taps forward and back. Again, light touches, staying in balance. This will start out ugly for beginning players, but eventually will become a graceful and natural movement. The triangle touch. A rhythm and touch that does not come easy. However, after time, this touch gets smoother and smaller. Again, watch the feet of a professional player. It's smooth, simple, and a wonderful rhythm to it. The small V. The ball is pushed away, stopped, and pulled back to the other foot. Keep in mind, this is a small V. Staying light on your toes is a must for this touch. One thing I want you to watch for is watch the standing or supporting foot during these touches. Notice how light and hoppy. There's a little soccer hop in between many of these touches. Roll, touch, roll. First we roll the ball and try and stay centered on its movement. Then we touch and stop the ball with the opposite foot. Stay on your toes and make sure you work both feet. Again, this starts out ugly with younger players, but eventually you'll see a rhythm and smoothness develop. Ins and outs. We touch the ball in between the cones, pull it back, then touch it aside. Here's where you really can see on a younger player how landing on their heels and planting heavy slows them down. Watch how the advanced players stay light on their toes. A great rhythm that only comes with practice. The rhythm roll. Gently touching the ball, staying light and bouncy. This touch starts off pretty rough with beginners, but eventually becomes graceful and natural. The push-pull. Just what it says, we push the ball and pull the ball. First, watch some young players struggling with this simple touch. Again, it must be learned. Now, watch an advanced player. Much better. Natural and graceful. Push-pull moving. Adding forward movement to the push-pull. We must move with the ball and not chase it. Keep it simple, small, and very light. Inside only touches. Setting up cones spaced moderately apart, the player is only allowed to use the inside part of the foot. This can be done with small touches or larger touches. Whichever way we do it, we must try and stay with the ball. Outside of the foot touches. Same as the inside, but this time we're using the outside of the foot. Now keep in mind, this is harder for players to stay with the ball. They need to go almost outside of the ball as it travels. The multi-cone lanes. This can be done for both bobbles and rolls, and we're going to show you both stations. The principal setup of this is to offer lanes for the players to both bobble and roll between, with, at the end of each lane, a forward touch. This helps the player incorporate into dribbling what they're learning with touches. Again, either straight lanes or set up on diagonals, both the bobble and roll touch stations with the addition of forward-moving progress. We do want you to watch the difference between an advanced player and beginning players. Watch how comfortable or uncomfortable they are on these stations. There's a big difference, and it only comes from years of touches and practice. Remember, we've just gone through two stations. They're separate stations. One is a bobble, one is a roll, but they're both set up on channels.